Guess who's back? Back again. Sethy's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Anyway, how was Spain?
It was Spain was great.
So no soccer games. You didn't get to see it.
Having trouble hearing you, buddy.
You didn't get to see any footy. You didn't get to see any footy. No footy.
Dude, I can't hear you. Hold on.
I don't know why that is. I'm speaking. I am speaking. Can you hear me better? Yes, no, indifferent. I guess no. Okay, well, Seth is back. Not really sure. He heard me singing. I don't know why you can't hear me anyway. Hello. No? No. Look at that bewildered look on his face. It's very.
It's so quiet. I can barely hear. Hold on.
Huh. Okay. Well, I don't know why that is. Maybe you have to. We're going to remove you and add you. How about now? Are you better?
Oh, I still can't.
I don't know why. I is up.
You don't know why? I don't know why either.
I'm checking my microphone just to check. Can't do it that way. Well then, I don't know why that is. So you can barely hear me.
Well, I just changed it a little bit. Let's see if that works any better.
Okay. So anyway, is this better? Can you hear me?
A little bit.
Everybody can hear me at work, so I'm not sure why you can't. But did you see any football? Was there any football?
Thank God I did not.
Why is it thank God? You were in the right spot. You were in the right place for it.
Well, because the idea of watching the Panthers versus the Giants is just more than my heart could.
Oh, I didn't mean that football. I meant football. You're in Spain.
Oh, okay. So now I can hear you. All right. So
well, now that I made sense, you could hear me. Now we got it. Okay. So you didn't see any football?
No, no. I did not go to a football game. Both Barcelona, Real Madrid did not have home games when I was there.
That's unfortunate. You should plan around that next time. I'm sure Carly would love it.
We were trying, actually. She was good. I didn't look to go to Atletico. I wasn't going to go look at 20 other stadiums. If someday I go to London, they have 20. I mean, I'd love to go to Tottenham, but I have 10 other teams I could go see. This one, plus this was the kids' first trip abroad. That was not like to Dominican Republic. So it was a good trip.
I'm thoroughly amazed at how many stadiums are in such a small area of Europe, just in general. Like, talk about London, talk about Spain, any of them who have so many stadiums in such in the equivalent of New York State. They have like 100 stadiums and they're all like 50,000 people. It's insane.
Yeah. I did go, and I'll show a picture if I can pull it up. I did go to, we didn't go in to where the opening ceremonies were held.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah. So that was neat. And they turned it into, it looks like Barcelona's home, their practice facility. And
so I was in Barcelona in 1991 before the Olympics, right before the spring before the Olympics. I was there as they were building all these stadiums. So it was really cool to see. But yeah, I haven't been back to Barcelona in some time. Do you have the picture?
Well, here's a picture of Carl and I there.
That'll go right on the mantle. That's perfect.
And yeah, little dude.
Well, we can't see that.
Hold on.
There we go. Now we can see it. Oh, little dude seems so happy to be there.
Yep. And then we found these little cool things.
Wait, but where's Morgs? Why are we not seeing the picture of Morgs?
Morgs was not interested in looking at being in too many pictures.
That's unfortunate.
She is not. Yeah. And here's this, which was kind of neat also. So we got here.
There you go. Now down. Yes, there. Okay.
Right outside the stadium. And then they have these little plaques, and there's Michael.
Ah, there you go.
Now that was neat. It was a good trip. The timing was good. I don't feel, look, I'm always tired. It's just nature of being old, but it was a good time. The kids, for the most part, were kids, and they had times where I wanted to strangle them, but for all intents and purposes, they were fun, and it was a good time. And my mother-in-law was, to her credit, was pretty good.
Having spent a good deal of time around kids this week, I understand the concept of strangulation of a child.
Yes. So, and
my cousin's husband just put up the middle finger to me because he knows exactly who I am referring to.
Or he does. And it's not the first time that I'm sure he's given you the middle finger.
It is not the first time he's given me the middle finger, but it is not also the first time he says, "I don't blame you." So there is that goes along with it. So I could take her home. I do not need dependents. There is a reason I am able to travel and see my team.
Is his daughter the 16-year-old?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you could say God bless you. He's right here.
I don't need to.
He's got a daughter too. Wait till his daughter turns 16.
Mine's only 6.
So you got a
that's the one whose dog is Kahlua, right?
Dude, he's got more hair than you do, and you're gonna be losing it all in the next 10 years.
Thank you.
No, it's not a lot grayer than his. It's not. You take care of it. So being single allows me to go and watch my teams lose over and over and over again. And I am currently in Arizona, where I saw the Jets get throttled by the Cardinals on Sunday. And this week I go to Cal, where I hope I don't see Syracuse throttled by Cal. And then I'm going back to this New York City, where hopefully I don't see Syracuse throttled by somebody else. So there are hopes. There are hopes that go along with this. But
have you had any hope in the last 10 years? I guess you had hope going into this football season.
I had lots of hope going into this football season. I thought the Jets were going to make the AFC Championship game. I said it on the show.
You did. I'm going to tell you an honest truth. I don't think it's going to happen.
No. No. Here's the better question. Is Kansas City going perfect?
No.
Okay. Hold on. So which game did they lose?
It's a silly question. They
Why?
could lose. Because what happens is half of these teams, they lose. I remember when Denver was 13-0 and they lost to the 4-9 Giants on a touchdown pass to Amani Toomer.
They are going to go into every single game as a favorite.
They're underdog this week.
Except for this week. This is the 1 week. So they play the Bills this week, where I actually have them losing. I have them losing this week in Buffalo.
As do I.
Okay. I don't think if they win this week, they're not going to lose to the Panthers, the Raiders, the Chargers.
No, they're not going to lose to the Raiders.
The Texans, maybe. Circle that one. The Steelers, who surprisingly are 7-2. Tomlin for Coach of the Year again? I
don't know if he's ever won it. I don't think Tomlin's ever won Coach of the Year. Or maybe it's Andy Reid who's never won Coach of the Year.
Well, I can tell you that in a second. So, in the last 20 years, would it surprise you that neither one of them has won it?
That's what I just said.
Yeah, no, neither one. Not just Andy Reid, but neither Andy Reid nor
I told you I didn't think Tomlin had ever won it.
Yeah. Yeah, neither one has won.
I think Tomlin's the favorite right now.
He's got to be. He's played with two quarterbacks that probably shouldn't be, that at the beginning of the year nobody wanted. How do you not win it then? You had a running back that you didn't pick up the fifth-year option because you didn't think he was worth it. You let go of your number one wide receiver. You've had injuries on the defense. You lost your middle linebacker. You supplemented him with the Baltimore Ravens middle linebacker. You've had injuries up and down the defensive line, the offensive line. Yeah, there's nobody else that can win it right now, in my opinion. I mean, it's him and Andy Reid.
It's him, Andy Reid, and probably Kevin O'Connell's in third.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what Kevin O'Connell does the rest of the year. I seem to see Sam Darnold coming back to Jets Sam Darnold rather than 49ers Sam Darnold over the last couple of years. So next in the Giants uniform, starting at quarterback, number 4, and we lost you. Seth is rebooting. Nope, it's Seth. Hopefully he can come back on. I don't know why we lost him. Calling Seth. Hello, Seth. Seth is not here. All right. So anyway, I think you're going to see Sam Darnold in a Giants uniform next year and as the starting quarterback. So hopefully Seth can rejoin. Not sure where he went. We've been having technical difficulties, so hopefully please stand by. I'm going to kick him from – oh, he's back.
Yeah, I have a docking station that no longer works. So I literally, the computer died. I had to plug it into a separate.
I said starting at quarterback for the Giants next year in 2025, one Sam Darnold. Don't think you're going to take a quarterback. If I'm you, I hope you don't. And I wanted to talk to you about this 2 weeks ago when I saw Georgia play, and I've watched most of Georgia's games, and I don't see it with Carson Beck. I barely see it with Cam Ward. Cam Ward needs a couple more years of tutelage under somebody. And who knows what Sanders has as a starting quarterback, because I think he's just been babied by his dad. So is there a starting quarterback next year that's coming in and doing anything? I don't think so. Not in the college ranks right now. You certainly don't have – I know we all give flack for what Trevor Lawrence has done in the last 3 years and probably regressed a little bit. But Trevor Lawrence is a starting quarterback. Nobody disputes that. He may not be exactly what you want, but he's certainly a starting quarterback in this league. You're not talking about benching him. So I don't know if there is a quarterback like that out in the college ranks right now. Certainly not Carson Beck to me, going down that road. But yeah, so does Daniel Jones start this week?
Considering they're on bye, the answer is probably not.
Excellent. How about next week? Is this it?
This is it.
We're finally done?
We're done.
We're done with the Daniel Jones.
We're actually done exactly where we thought we would be done in the beginning of the season.
Well, that's where I picked it. You kept saying
that's where I picked it, and then I switched.
Yep. You switched to the Pittsburgh game.
Yeah. And then I reverted back. And yeah, I think this is it. Look, he hasn't had the best luck to go with it. But at the end of the day, you've had 6 years. There's no point. You might as well just wrap them in saran wrap and move on. And maybe they do go for a quarterback and a Russell Wilson for a 1-year deal. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Pittsburgh's going to do with Russell. Pittsburgh's going to do along those lines. I don't know. They're in a really, really bad situation. The only thing that makes me feel a little bit better is their salary cap situation is pretty good, as opposed to yours, which is a mess, I believe. No, you look confused.
I'm really not sure it's that bad for next year.
But also you have a lot of guys that you're supposedly going to need to start to look to resign.
Well, that's the problem. It's not the cap situation. So in 2025, the Jets right now have some dead money cap. Yeah, I mean, they're 28th right now out of 32 teams. They have $34 million in cap space next year. And that ranks 24th overall, but there are some extensions that need to come due, right? And if they keep Devontae Adams, his cap hit is $38 million. By the way, that counts in what I just said. So you know that they're not keeping him at $38 million. That's not happening.
Yeah.
They will probably readjust that to a 3-year, $60 million deal or $65 million.
Agreed.
So
Something
automatically
like
that lowers the cap. That lowers the cap, right? I mean,
Okay.
The good thing about the Jets is that they have nobody over $23 million. They only have 2 guys over 20.
What are they paying Rodgers? What are they paying Rodgers?
23.
Green Bay is covering the rest.
Well, no, he signed a pretty good contract where he got a signing bonus. That's his base. He's got 1 more year on this with guaranteed money. So if they cut him after this year, which they will not, they have a $49 million cap hit, and they can cut him after next year. No guaranteed money. It's a void year. Actually, it's a void year, so he's done after next year. It's a $35 million cap hit, no matter what. So they're going to have to cut. It'll be done after next year. Yeah, I mean, look, the Jets aren't in a tremendously great situation because they just got old. I mean, they have a couple of nice young players, but those players have regressed. Gardner has played horrendously all year. Jermaine Johnson, torn Achilles, out for the year. Quinnen Williams, not playing well. CJ Mosley, done. I mean, done toaster, done. And he's one of my favorite players, but he's done.
Breece Hall somehow is now.
Breece Hall has played very well for what Breece Hall has done. The problem is, as you know from your Saquon Barkley days, if you have no line, it don't matter. And the reason Aaron Rodgers has not played well is 2 for him. Number 1, he's 42 years old. Okay. And number 2, he has no mobility left. And if the line can't keep him where he needs to be, not having mobility is a problem. And he's not the Aaron Rodgers of 5 years ago. His arm's not there. His legs aren't there. He's just not that guy. So it is what it is, and that's where we are. But, man, it sucks. It really sucks watching this team.
It is depressing being a New York sports fan, being a New York football fan, and by the first weekend in November, your season's over.
For both teams, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying for both teams. Look, I'm a Giants fan, but I root for the Jets. Our season's over.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for a Lions-Bengals Super Bowl. I mean, could happen.
It could. The Bengals being 4-8, it would be really difficult for them.
4-6.
4-6?
Not 4-8. Nobody's played 12 games yet.
Hold on. 4-6. You're right. Sorry. 4-6. 4-6, and they are so in the playoff hunt. They are 9th right now, like 1 game out because of 7.
Yes.
Because of seven stupid teams, they are 1 game out. They didn't look good the other night either, and part of the reason they didn't look good against the Ravens. I was away. They didn't look like a winning team. Let's put it that way. I mean, Jamar Chase was phenomenal. I mean, anybody that puts up 55 points in a fantasy league game is phenomenal. Which, by the way, didn't even rank in the top 5 of all time. It barely ranked in the top 10. So The Athletic put together the top 10 fantasy scores of all time, and he was not in it. So you want to take a guess who the top 10 were? Just give me some guys.
How many years are we going back?
Number 1 is 1961.
Yale Sayers.
No.
No?
Nope. So Gale Sayers is number 9, and he had 58.2 points.
He had 7 touchdowns in a game. Good God.
He had 3 rushing touchdowns. Yep, punt return touchdown. Yeah, sorry, Sayers had 4 rushing, 1 receiving, and 1 punt return. He had 6.
He had 6 touchdowns.
Yep, but still not number 1.
Okay. Is it at least is it a position? Is it a
Jamar Chase is number 19 and number 20. He's got 2.
Is it a position player or is it a quarterback?
He is a position player. Position players are every player up to – there are none. Up until the top 25, there are no quarterbacks.
Okay.
I got to think quarterbacks are 4 points in this scenario.
Okay.
For touchdown.
I'm assuming – would it be a Jim Brown?
Jim Brown is number 17.
Okay. 61. I wonder – it's before Bob Hayes. Looking at Lance – AFC? I mean, is it AFL?
AFL.
Is it Lance Allworth?
It is Billy Cannon.
Wow.
So Billy Cannon, 373 passing yards. Wait, no.
Passing?
216 rushing yards, 114 receiving yards. He rushed for 3 touchdowns. He caught 2. He had 43 kick return yards, a total of 373 yards, and 5 touchdowns. 68 points. Now, you probably heard of the next 2.
I've heard of Billy Cannon. He played at LSU.
Right, I know, but they occupy number 2, number 3, and number 4. One person did 2 of these. They are both receivers.
Modern era or going
modern back? Era, very modern era. Not very modern era. The last since 1985.
Since 85, would it be Jerry Rice?
Jerry Rice occupies number 2 and number 4. 65 and 61.
Is it Flipper?
It is not Flipper because playoff games don't count.
That's right. Is it Henry Ellard?
No, but that's a good guess. Henry Ellard is not in the top 25.
Game of insanity. I just don't remember which it was.
It is Jimmy Smith.
Oh, God.
291 yards and 3 touchdowns. I didn't think that receivers had close to 300 yards, like ever. But I'm learning. Okay, so who's the number 1 running back?
Tomlinson?
It is Jamal Charles. And I played against him in 2013. That's how I know. 59.5 points. 5.
Is Kamara there? Kamara, I lost to Kamara in a semifinal where he had 6 touchdowns.
Yep, 2020. He had 56 points on Christmas Day in 2020. Sean Alexander had 56 points. Priest Holmes had
that was 2000, around 2005, 2006.
So I looked through this list and I was like, okay, well, I lost to Jamal Charles at 59.5. I lost to Tyreek Hill at 57.9. I lost to Camaro at 56.2. Never did I have one of these guys on my team, but I lost to
you had Easton Stick. That's all that
was. Well, did you see that Joe Flacco is no longer the starting quarterback?
Yep.
So that means we have a chance to pick him up right before the playoffs. We need him as our good luck charm.
Well, we lost, but we're still the number 1 team. We still have the most points by 100 some odd.
Yeah, but we're not number 1 in our division. Warwick pulled it out by 2.
Yeah,
so we're the 4 seed right now. So, and by the way, we don't get another shot at Warwick this year. But we do play Dak Prescott, the other side. We play him twice. I don't understand why we don't play our division twice, but we play the other division twice. Whatever. I almost offered a trade today, and I wanted to talk to you about this. I was going to offer Laporta and Bryce Young for Jared Goff. Thoughts?
I'd be fine with it. I have no idea why they would take it.
Well, if they want to keep Laporta at 11, that's the only reason why you would keep
Have
it.
you seen Laporta this year?
I've seen every tight end this year.
They all stink.
Yeah. I mean, we're not
except
even
for Tucker Kraft.
We're not even starting Laporta and Kate Ottman. Kate Ottman has the most targets of any player in the NFL over the last 3 weeks. That's insane. Nobody even knew of Kate Ottman. By the way, other luminary people on this list. Number 25 is T.O. Number 23 is Joe Mixon. The great Doug Martin is number 22.
Tampa Bay, first round pick.
Chris Johnson is number 21. Abner Hayes, never heard of him.
Abner Hayes played for the Chargers.
Nope, played for the Chiefs. Played for the Chiefs.
Oh, my fault. He was an AFL player.
Yeah, he played actually for the Dallas Texans in 1961, who became the Chiefs.
61 seems like a fun year.
How about this?
Hennigan was the first guy to get 100 catches, I believe, in 61.
How about this one? There's a tight end on the list.
Tight end on the list?
There's a tight end on the list.
It's not like a Taysom Hill tight end, is it?
No, it's a true tight end.
I mean, I could give you 10 names. Is it one that I would guess?
Yes.
Winslow.
Winslow is number 1. There you go. He is number 12. 144 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Oh, God.
How would you like that out of your tight end spot this week? I mean, just like
this week, I'd like it out for my season.
He had 57 points as a tight end. Now, granted, fantasy football wasn't really being played when Kellen Winslow or Billy Cannon played, but they're easy and get these scores, right? Because you have all the stats. It's pretty easy to do that. So it was fun when Jamar puts up that number and you're like, he put up 55 and he's not even in the top 20. He's not even in the top 20. Like that's a pretty good game though. I had a person in my league, in my work league, had Lamar, a 2-quarterback league. Lamar, Burrow, Chase Brown, and Jamar Chase and Mark Andrews all on the same team.
I'm assuming that team won.
That team won without playing Sunday. I mean, that's 5 out of 12 spots, and that's all they needed was to win. All they needed to do was win Thursday. They did not need to win Sunday. We are 6-3-1. 6-3-1.
I am the epitome of mediocrity this year.
I'm 2-8 in one. I'm 2-8 in one league. I don't want to hear it.
6-3-1, 6-4, 5-5, 5-5, 2-8.
Sorry, the teenager wanted to know where her father was. The teenager, he went outside. Pain in my.
Is that why? Maybe that's why she doesn't respect you, because you call her teenager.
Well, I only call her teenager when she looks at me and says, "You're the one that put the dog on the couch." Right, because I'm lifting a 180-pound dog to put on the couch. Thanks, teenager. Bye, teenager.
That's your workout for the day.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. So anyway, yeah. So hold on a second. I will be right back.
Okay. So now that we spent 20 minutes talking about the history of fantasy, which, let's be honest, we could talk about for like 3 hours at a time, while my esteemed partner probably power lifts the 180-pound dogs. Oh, and he's back already. I got you 2 sentences.
Well, hold on.
And he's back. I guess he has to power lift him again. Can we watch this at least?
What, me power lifting a dog? No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but I did at the Cardinals game the other day. There was the workout outside the stadium. There was how many pull-ups could you do? So of course, me being me, went and did pull-ups, and then there was a deadlift, and there was this kid that was doing 245, and I was like, okay. So I looked at my cousin. I was like, this one's gonna hurt. He's like, then why are you doing it? I go, the kid just did it, and there's no way the kid's gonna do it, and I can't do it. And I did it, 1 rep, and he looked.
245.
245 on the deadlift, and he looks at me and he goes, "Did it hurt?" And I go, "Well, I'll tell you more tomorrow." But yeah, it hurt. I mean, we're old. We're just old. But
I think the bigger question is how many pull-ups did you do?
I did 17.
That is 17 more than I have ever done.
You've never done a pull-up?
Not well.
A chin up, underneath.
Yes, I know what they are.
Well, this is a pull-up, and this is a chin-up.
Okay, pull-ups I've probably done a couple. Chin-ups I've never been able to do.
Oh, chin-ups are generally easier. Okay.
Oh, I'm not strong.
Well,
Thank God I'm tall.
We'll put a chin-up bar in your room in the gym.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Jake will be Jake is going to do like 40, and he's going to go, "Dad."
Because he weighs 11 pounds.
He'll say, "Dad, show me how to do this," and you're going to be like, "Yeah."
Good Lord. So anyway, so what else did I miss sports wise?
Well, you missed Mark Rubin.
Who I thought he wasn't coming on. I thought he wasn't going to come on.
No, he was able to make it. So we talked a lot about the where the Patriots are at this point, where the Celtics are. He is basking in the amazement of the Celtics, and I will tell you, I am. Oh, did I cut you off?
You did. Yeah, you did that.
I am basking in the wrongful prediction of the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are they're like 13-0, dude. Like they are
13-0.
Do you know
what happens? This is what happens when you have Kenny Atkinson.
Really, that's what it is.
Well, look, they had Bickerstaff. The players haven't changed. Something has.
Well,
you also know I'm a big fan of Atkinson.
But remember, the Bickerstaff went to Detroit, and Detroit is 5-8. So I mean, there's something to be said there. Lucky for me, the Wizards are still 2-8 and well on their way to being lower than 22 wins, which is what I need to win my $17. So
there you go.
I think it's
the SAG for flag continues.
It's capture the flag. Run with me here. It's capture the flag. But 13-0. Yeah, I mean, look, they are. If they don't make the 2 seed, they're already 7 games up on the 2 seed in that division. 7 games. Sorry, 6 games because Orlando's 7-6. So because the division winners get the 1, 2, and 3 spots.
Right.
So right now they are 13-0, and the Celtics are 10-3. I would never have picked the Cavs to be better than the Celtics, but we did say a while back that the Cavs are a great regular season team. So now the question is, can they do this in the playoffs? And we won't know until we get there.
We're 5 months away. I'm not really holding my breath on it.
So my bigger question for you is, do you pay attention to the NBA right now? Because it's just as long as Major League Baseball.
I do. I don't watch it I watch 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I also just like basketball better, so it's a lot easier for me. And the weather's not as good, so it's not that much. The weather's not as good. There's not that much on TV. I mean, I will now that I'm back. Wasn't watching it going in before the trip for the most part. But yeah, I want to kind of watch a little bit of Oklahoma City. I want to watch Cleveland. It's not anything. The games are on 7 days a week, so it's really it's not like stay-at-home TV. But if it's on, I'll watch.
Okay. And are there any aspirations for your Maryland Terrapins?
College basketball has become a waste. It's just nobody can follow. It's become borderline unwatchable for me. And which was is my favorite sport forever. I can't watch it.
So what's our bet for Syracuse, Maryland in December?
We have to get tickets.
That's our bet. We have to get tickets. We'll get tickets. I don't have any.
I assume it's some version of a bottle of alcohol.
Yeah, that probably works. Yeah. I'll bring it over to Africa when I go there, and they'll take it away because there's no alcohol allowed in Africa.
When are you going to Africa?
So Argentina is a no-go because Omnicell has 7 countries in the world that I can't work from, and one of them happens to be Argentina. So I decided instead of Argentina to go to either Marrakesh or Casablanca. So we will host. So we're going to host the show from another continent. We're just going to keep that. That'll be 5 out of 7 continents we will hosted the show from. Well, no, not we. I have hosted the show from, and you have tagged along. So
that's how I prefer to be called, is the tag along.
The tag along. Normally, look, in our New York City days, it was always me tagging along with you. Now you get to tag along with me. So,
fair.
Yeah, so it's either going to be Marrakesh or Casablanca for 2 weeks. So
good for you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Never been to Africa. If my mother is listening, which she is not, Casablanca.
There's a better chance of my wife listening.
Casablanca, Mom, again, as a reminder, is nowhere near the Middle East. It is 3 time zones away. Literally time.
Is she against you going to Casablanca?
She is, because she's like, there's a war over there. And I was like, Mom, it will take me quicker to get from New York to LA than it would be for me to get from Casablanca to Israel. So no, there's no war over there.
Oh my God.
I was like, please look at a map. Like, for the love of God, we have Google. Look at a map, please.
Oh my goodness!
For those that are unaware,
is this what News Nation or Newsmax is telling her?
I don't know. For those that are unaware, Casablanca is directly south of Lisbon, Portugal, and Israel is nowhere near any of that. It is, I believe it's 3,800 miles away. So,
well, let's take a look. Hold on.
Ask Dr. Google, how far is Israel? How far is Tel Aviv from Casablanca? You want to take a guess?
5,290 kilometers.
Right. That's not helpful for those that are in
the United States.
That is 3,287 miles. So basically,
which is approximately the entire United States.
That's why I said New York to LA. I love LA. That's what it comes. Yeah.
Yes, this is.
So we'll probably be hosting from there. We'll host so we have a couple of more shows before then. Obviously, we have. So we have Thanksgiving shows, right? And Seth and I will be maybe we'll host a show together in December around Christmas time, and then I will be in different time zones. So we'll work on that as well. So my assumption is you don't want to do a college. That would be nice. You don't want to do a college basketball preview because you know nothing about college basketball.
It's kind of what's happened, unfortunately. Like you used to defer to me on all college basketball. I can't do it anymore. I mean, I know the big recruits are. I want to watch Rutgers because I want to see Bailey and Harper play. I want to watch Cooper Flag. But, I look through the preseason All-Americans. Dickinson, I know. Flag, I know. R.J. Smith, I know. R.J. Smith is going to be the, the all-time leading scorer in North Carolina history?
How is that possible?
How is that possible?
He's got to be playing his 5th year, right?
I assume so because of COVID. But I don't know who half these players are anymore. I read this and everyone is a transfer. Can't follow it.
Wait, KJ? You mean KJ Smith? What's the guy's name?
Who is RJ? Am I wrong?
I'm thinking it may be KJ Smith. And KJ Smith only averaged 1 point a game last year, so it's not KJ.
No, then it's not KJ Smith.
North Carolina.
RJ Davis. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That's what I was like. Okay. So
I'm looking. I just kind of randomly pulled up. Okay, college hoops. John Ross.
So hold on. RJ Davis is 23 years old, so he's been there for a while. I mean, he's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's entering his 5th year. So you can make the case that he's played 140 college basketball games. Yeah, he's going to be that. Remember, in the 70s and early 80s, freshmen didn't play. In the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s, you only got 4 years. And it's North Carolina, so freshmen generally didn't play anyway. And if you were that good, you didn't play as a senior. So he's playing 5 years, Seth. I can believe that he's the all-time leader.
Okay, so I'm going to read. Okay, so this is John Rothstein's All-American team this year.
Okay.
I want to know how many of these names that you know. I'm going to give you all 4 teams.
Bring it.
First team, Hunter Dickinson.
Yes.
Johnny Broome.
No.
From Auburn, him I knew. Caleb Love.
No.
That you should know. He played at Carolina. R.J. Davis, Mark Sears.
Where does he play now? You said he played at Carolina.
He's now at Arizona.
So I would have no idea. So no. Okay.
Well, he transferred a couple years ago. He was transferred to Michigan, and then the Michigan fell through, and he went to Arizona.
Okay.
Okay. Mark Sears, who's the point guard at Alabama.
Nope.
Okay, so we're 1 for 5.
Wait, no, that was 4. That was 4. Dickinson.
That was 5. Broome, Caleb Love, R.J. Davis, Mark Sears.
Well, I've heard of R.J. Davis now, so that's 2.
Okay. Second team, Ryan Kalbrenner.
Nope.
I think he scored 50 points in the first game of the season. He played at Creighton. He's at Creighton. Norkid Omir.
Nope.
Okay, he was at Miami and then just transferred to Baylor. Cooper Flagg.
Yes.
Kaderi Richmond.
Yes. Wait. From St. John's?
Yep.
That's Kadari Richmond. He transferred from Syracuse.
I thought it was from Seton Hall.
He was. He went from Syracuse to Seton Hall to St. John's.
Are you starting to see my problem?
I do. Okay, so I got 4 out of 9 so far. Who's the last?
Braden Smith.
Nope. 4 out of 10.
Graham Ike.
4 out of 11.
Alex Caraban.
4-12.
Really? Okay. Cam Jones.
4 out of 13.
LJ Cryer.
I know him. I don't know why, but I'll say 5 out of 13. 5 out of 14.
He's at Houston. He transferred from Baylor to Houston 2 years ago, and he was the best player because Snead got hurt because their defensive stud got hurt.
You do realize you are proving that you know more about college basketball than you probably think because you've named every player that I haven't known. You've either known or you've known where they've transferred from.
Well, no, I'm reading where they transferred from.
Oh, that's cheating. Okay, keep going.
No, some of them I knew. Like Cryer I knew. Wade Taylor I know.
Okay. What else we got?
He's A&M. Honorable mention.
So I knew 5 out of 15.
Omar Ballo.
Nope.
Great Ozabor.
Nope.
Jonald Davis.
Nope.
Hunter Salas.
Yes.
Tamin Lipsey.
Nope. 6 out of 20.
And that's why I find it impossible to follow college basketball.
And none of the Rutgers guys are on there.
Nope.
I mean, I think I know more about college basketball from the previews of the draft previews of them going pros than I know about them playing college basketball.
Could very well be.
I know Kean Anthony is making his decision tomorrow, Carmelo's son.
Carmelo's kid. Is Syracuse the favorite?
It's Syracuse and USC. So he's either going Carmelo or Lala. It's one A or B because they're divorced. So he's either staying at home in LA or staying at home in New York. So hopefully he stays at home in New York. We could use another top 30 player. But who knows?
Gotcha.
He'll stay there for 1 year and then transfer to USC. So what's the difference?
Yeah, it's just to me it's become impossible to follow. I mean, and we don't have, and also to be selfishly, Maryland doesn't have the NIL money, so they're not really relevant. So
you're saying you start watching at the tournament because at the tournament it's all.
I watch a little bit before that.
Baseline, right?
Yeah, look, I'll watch a little here, a little there. and I still watch Maryland games if I can, but it's not Maryland. I mean, when we started the show, college basketball was my favorite sport
Yep.
by far.
Yep.
It's not, to me, it's really not overly watchable at this point.
So what
Like,
is your favorite sport? Because it
To
can't
watch
be
or to play?
it can't be watching the Giants. That's a bad idea.
No, it's incredibly depressing.
You don't watch the Yankees.
Nope.
You
It's
don't-
still football to watch. It's still football to watch, college and pro. I still watch soccer. I watch more tennis. I still watch basketball. I mean, I watch basketball. I watch the playoffs of baseball. But it's also, I don't have the time or the inclination or a wife who likes watching any of this. So, I mean, how much college, let me ask you, other than Syracuse, how much college basketball do you watch?
I definitely don't. I watch, if it's on TV, I will watch it, but I'd sooner watch the NBA. I guess because I know those guys are going to either stay or go, right? They have to be traded. They can't just leave on their own. I think that's all part of it, right? Because no matter what you say about the Knicks being a bigger juggernaut or in a bigger market, there is one thing that I do like about the salary cap is that all these teams are on equal footing. They just don't. The NFL, all these teams are on equal footing. They may be what's horrible is how badly they're mismanaged. But
Yes.
you can't tell me that the New York Giants, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Green Bay Packers, and the Dallas Cowboys are on different footing, and that's the reason why Jerry Jones hasn't won a playoff game in 25 years. No, the reason he hasn't won a playoff game in 25 years is he's a horrible general manager. That's why they haven't won. It's actually more of a sign of ineptitude that the Jets haven't made the playoffs in 13 years than it is a sign of the market. The market has nothing to do with it. In New York, you can tell me all day that players want to play in Miami. It's not because they get more money in Miami. That has nothing to do with it. It's ineptitude.
Well, they do because there's no tax rate there, so they do kind of make more money.
Okay, but when you're in the $30 to $35 million bracket, do you care that you're not earning 35 as opposed to 33? I don't think that. Truthfully, I don't believe that's a consideration of these guys. I don't believe they take the taxes into account.
Probably not.
I think when you're talking, and I know I'm going to sound like an ass, when you're talking 10
Won't
to
be the
12
first time.
When you're talking 10 to 12 million in hockey, they do think of the taxes. It's just a third of what the other was. So, I mean, there is something going on. Look, if you're asking me which ones I like to watch the best, I love watching hockey. But I only like watching my team. I don't just turn on a game. The games that I turn on are the NBA and the NFL. I'll turn on any game in the NBA, any game on the NFL and watch it. I listen to more podcasts on the NBA than any other sport, which is surprising because when we did a show, I was in New York, so it must have been 7 years ago, and you asked me, give up a sport.
It was basketball.
It was the Knicks. I would give up the Knicks in a heartbeat if I had to give any of them up, right? But I pay attention more because I think it goes more to the intricacies of salaries and trades and personalities. I think the NBA is more of a soap opera than it is anything else. Every single day is a different soap opera with the NBA. You can start that with Bronny James. So
how is this working that Bronny James is only going to play the home games in the G League?
Well, that was going to be my last 5 minutes. So
that's what I read something. What is that?
So he played the first. So the accommodations made for Bronny James. He signed a one-way contract when second-round picks generally sign two-way deals. So he gets paid a guaranteed 3-year deal, which most second-round picks would not. He spent the first 6 games on the NBA roster as a second-round pick. Most do not. He will not play in away games unless absolutely necessary. So if if the team is short players, they will use him. But otherwise, he will stay in LA because the games are being played in their practice facility, the Lakers practice facility, and he will work on his game. That is what is being done. Now, I'm going to state something that you may not like to hear. To be fair, there are other players that have had this similar accommodation. Their name is not Bronny James. So most first-round picks that get sent down to the G League do not have to travel on United Airlines. I mean, right? Because G League players travel commercial. G League players have to sit in an airport. G League players don't have chartered jets. So right now you're getting even away crowds when they were playing the Suns. I heard this on one of the podcasts on I can't remember, Brian Windhorst's podcast, that when the Suns were playing, it's one thing to chant Bronny when you're up 30 points or when you're down 30 points. The Phoenix Suns were chanting Bronny in the second quarter when they were down 6 because they were doing it as like a Bronx cheer. We just want the guy up, right? He's sitting on the bench, put him in, and that's not helpful to anybody that his name is being chanted. So he's not on the Lakers. He's not playing right now. But to tell you the truth, and Windhorst said this too, if it makes LeBron play better, what's the loss?
Yeah.
There is none, right? There's absolutely no loss. If LeBron's putting up numbers that LeBron has not put up in some time right now. And if you can get now, I don't think he's going to put up those numbers the entire season. But his stats right now, he's putting up 24.3 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 8.1 rebounds and 9.4 assists. My Lord, that's a stat line for Russell Westbrook at 25, not LeBron James at 41. Seth, do you remember what you did at 41? You lifted Jake when you were happy. That's about what you did. So, okay. All right. We got last 5 minutes here on the show. We'll be back next week. I will be in New York next week. So good for me. And we can talk in Eastern time zone. Good on Lindsey Vaughn. My Lord, you've been retired 6 years. You have absolutely no reason to come back. None whatsoever. You have broken almost every bone in your body. You have torn almost every ligament in your legs. You have a partial replacement of your knee. And yeah, let's go ski again because that's what we want to do. So good on her that she wants to do it. I'm really fearful that this is a bad thing, right? That it ends in something that's really bad.
As I told you, I've come around on this. This is what they want to do. This is what they love.
No, I get that, but
it's that she could get hurt. She could fall and break her leg or have something more serious. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the boxer that comes out of retirement and he's fine before.
You mean like Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul?
Mike Tyson, I think, has brain damage already. I'm just talking about like the Rocky scenario, right? Where he comes into a ring and he's perfectly fine and he comes out for one more match. Rocky Marciano is a perfect example. Goes in for one more match and gets reamed. I mean, he is beaten up, his head is blistered, and he comes out with brain damage. And all for
not Rocky Marciano, dude. Rocky Balboa.
Right. Didn't Marciano do that too?
No, Rocky Marciano retired undefeated.
Oh yeah, he's not the guy I'm talking about. Sorry, that's not the guy. Jack Johnson. That's the guy I was talking about. Jack Johnson.
I don't know if Jack Johnson lost his last fight.
I think he lost his last fight. But look, when people ask me it's funny when people ask me why I bungee jump and I ask them why they ski. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, there are 3 things that happen when you get into an accident with skiing. Number 1, it hurts a lot. Number 2, you have a whole lot of rehab. And number 3, it costs a lot to do A and B. You know what happens when you get into an accident with bungee jumping? None of the above. Just pay for a box and ship me home. I'm good. None of that matters. By the way, my family does not endorse that whatsoever, but I'm good. I got travel insurance. It doesn't even cost them the box. Okay, you're upset. Last 5.
Well, kind of hard to follow up on that, but also another person who is going to retire and changed her mind. Danielle Collins, excuse me, who is a top 10 women's player, was going to retire at the beginning of the year and just actually found out she may have osteoporosis and changed her mind. Good for her. Wish her the best of luck with it. Matt Gates, Tulsi Gabbard, and RFK Jr. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
We got 1,400 days. We'll see you in 14. All right. We'll see you in 7. Have a good day, everybody.